get ready to block Diane's beautiful hot shawl made with River City Yarns Kaleidoscope Gradient Colors. And so this is the before shot. There's Diane's shawl. So the blocking process is going to open up all the lace, and we'll have the shawl lay nice and flat, and we're going to stretch it a little bit so it'll be bigger when we're done. And now we're going to go into the kitchen, fill up the sink with lukewarm water and eucalyptus, and we're going to soak it for 20 minutes or more, but a minimum of 20 minutes. All right, so we're filling up the sink with water, and Diane is putting a capful of eucalyptus into the water. It's about half full. We're just going to put the shawl into, just going to lay it on top of the water and let the water penetrate into the wool, and just lay it in there.
Like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
just like that.
Okay.
You can actually see the water soaking up into the wool. It's really kind of cool. But we're going to leave it here for a little bit. We'll come back in a few minutes and see how wet it is. Okay?
Excellent.
Yeah. So, let's go through what you brought with you today.
So I brought my eucalyptus for
Right.
the soaking.
Yep.
I didn't know if I needed these, but I brought the lace blocking wires, which are flexible.
Mm-hmm.
So I have those.
Okay.
I also have the blocking mats,
Great.
which are interlocking.
Yep.
And then I have these other blocking wires.
Right, so we're setting up our blocking station, and we've just gone back to the pattern to check the dimensions of the pattern. And so Diane's shawl that she's working on is the large size, and so we've looked to see that the wingspan is 69 inches and the length is 34.5 inches. So what we're doing now is setting up the blocking mats to get those dimensions. Okay, so here we go. So Diane, how many squares have we got going across the length?
6.
Okay.
And then I have 3 going widthwise.
Right, so that gives us a blocking surface of 72
by 36.
Perfect, which
Yes.
should fit our dimensions just perfectly.
Yes,
Okay,
great.
excellent.
And I have my pins.
Right, so we've got T-pins, and we've
Yes.
got blocking wires.
And I have my
tape measure.
measure.
Excellent. Okay.
Is that everything I need?
I think so. I think we're all set. All right. So we've been soaking this shawl now for probably about 30 minutes, and so now we're going to take it out of the water and just gently squeeze the water out. There we go.
Is it okay, just like that?
Just
Or-
like that.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Fold the dry half of the towel
Okay,
up,
all right.
and then just roll it up. There we go. Yeah. Beautiful. And then you can squeeze them. This is towel number 2. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see how that feels. Oh yeah, see, quite a bit more water came in.
It's sat in the water long enough to become nice and stretchy. All right, Diane. So the next stage is to block it. So what you can do is you can just spread your shawl out on the blocking mats, and then we're going to get the wires out, and we're going to thread them through the outside edges. Over here, you've got this yarn over edge here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would thread the blocking wire through. It's nice. It's a nice place to thread it through, because when we stretch it, those holes are going to open up through the outside edge. And what you could do, you might find that your wires are not quite long enough. So you can start anywhere. You can start from this edge here and work your way up to here. And then if you need more wires, you can just thread them in as you go. So here Diane's going to get started. I'm just going to come around behind your shoulder.
So I'm just going over, under, and the little...
That's right, yeah. So you're just going in and out of the holes along the edge. Now if you didn't have those holes along the edge, you would do the same thing. You would just thread the blocking wire through the edge of your shawl, not in the stitch right next to the edge, but about 1/4 of an inch in from the edge.
okay.
You can let the stitches gather up on your wire, but every now and then you'll push them out
Oh,
to see
to make
if
sure
you
I
need to start a new wire.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Smart idea.
Yeah. It's easier to weave the wire in and out if your stitches are bunched up. It's just like knitting, right? It's always easier if they're bunched up. Yeah. So Diane's got half of the top of her shawl on a blocking wire, and we've just gone past the center a touch, and now Diane's going to start from the other end. and work from the edge back to the center, overlapping them a little bit. Yeah, sounds great. We can always pull it back a little bit afterwards, but yeah, just overlapped.
Because this is going to be all straight, right, when we're
when
finished.
we're done.
I'll go to the other side because it's easier to start.
So let's start here.
Here,
in
okay.
this corner.
Yes.
And then go to the next peak.
Okay, just a second. There we go. Okay, to the next.
Yeah, so you just
Which
kind of
is-
pull out these stitches.
Okay.
And look for the center.
Okay, which I would say is right there.
Okay.
Under
just,
that?
Just like that, yeah.
Okay, all
and
right.
Then go to
And
the
then
next one.
and to the next center, right?
Right.
So that's one. See, and look at that. Actually, didn't even. I wasn't even gonna pick that as one, but because it's sort of. So I'd say that's the center on this guy. Is that far enough in?
Yep.
Okay, and then
So we're experimenting a little bit with either going through 2 holes here on the side or going through 3 holes on the side. And what we're doing now is just giving a little pull to see what's happening. And here we're finding that there's not enough stitches here. It's becoming a little too pulled. But here when we pull on it, we're getting a full scallop here. So we're just going to go back up, and put those wires through a few more holes in each of the scallops.
yes. Long enough. Okay, so there's
All
the
right.
center.
So start in the center, and
Okay.
you put a pin in to secure the center hole. You can put it on this side of the
Like this,
yeah,
like that.
Just you're going to make this straight.
Straight.
There we go. And you're going to smooth out the shawl, stretching it as you go. There you go. And again, we can keep doing this, but we want to get started with it as stretched as possible.
How's that?
There's a pin, yep. And just secure it there. Again, we can move the pins later.
In here or in the corner of
In the corner is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now we're going to do the other side.
Okay. Okay, straighten that.
Good.
This side is almost stretched
Yeah,
already.
you could actually make it even bigger than the dimensions in the pattern.
Yeah, matting. There we go.
There you go. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
Now we're going to do the same thing along these edges.
Okay.
So if you come down, what you're going to do here is give this edge a nice good pull like this. So I want you to keep pulling, Diane. Pull, pull, pull. There you go. And now stick your pin in down there.
Okay.
Great. And you can use 2 pins if you need to as
Okay,
well.
I think that's pretty good.
That's temporary for now. And then we're just going to get these wires back in place here.
Okay, so this was
All right. So now we're working on the side section, and we're just going to secure those where we put the 2 wires in. We're going to secure it.
here,
Right.
right
We'll put a
first.
pin in there first.
stick myself.
Good. That's great. And then we'll go to the other side of the triangle. We'll do the same thing
Okay.
on the other side.
Okay. Oops.
Yeah, and
Forgot.
sometimes when you're stretching it, your blocking wires pop out, and
Yes.
so
Just
you
have
can just put them back in again.
So let's do that. I'm gonna pull.
We're gonna start to stretch it. So you see up here, we've got a little bit of a problem up here. So
Yes,
we're gonna fix that, and then we're gonna come across here and make this nice and straight.
Oh, okay.
So come
Okay,
around to the other
alright.
side of the table again. We're gonna correct this wow in here.
Okay.
So what you do is you take a pin and you put it right in the center until it's flat. Yeah, just like that. Stick a pin in there. And then you can grab another pin and you can do the same thing in the midsection of each of these segments. You see how we've got this quarter of the shawl is in 2 segments, one
Yes.
here and one here. So
Okay.
let's put another pin in the midpoint of that one, and then in the midpoint of the second one. We just want it to be nice and straight.
Which this.
And you can fix that one now.
That's not straight.
So the nice thing about using the wires is that you've just got these pins holding it in place, and you can always move the pins.
Whoops, that's not right. There, like that. There we go.
Okay.
Ha! Now I see how that works.
Okay. Everything is all pinned out, nice and straight across the top. You're going to do the same thing over here. You're just going to pull. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Isn't it amazing? And
Keep going?
yeah. stretch it till you feel like it's the way it should be. You put a pin in the middle, just like you did, and then you find the midpoint and you put a pin in there. Okay, and then you come down.
Is that too much of a wow, or it'll fix it?
Let's leave it for now,
okay.
And then you can always decide afterwards if you wanna release it a little bit. We've got it all kind of pinned out here. It's really big now, and I'm just going to show you a couple of little finishing things.
Okay.
So what we'll do now is we're going to straighten out this back line here. So we will adjust these pins just to make sure that the holes are not warped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you're just going to come along with your fingers and you're going to massage this line just so it's nice and straight. Yes. Now let me show you one more thing. So yes, you're going to fix this, and if you needed to, you could always put one of the short wires in there, straightened out, or you can use a few pins. Like so, if you need to put a pin in here, you can stick a pin in there. Straighten it out, stick a pin in there. So you can use your pins here.
Yes, okay.
The other thing that you might want to do is just adjust your points now at this point. So you see if I give a little pull on here, you can stick a pin right in there to make the point more pointy. So you decide if you want it to be scallopy or pointy.
Okay.
Right. So right now Diane's just doing some final adjustments to her shawl. And she's just pulling on the
so we don't have this
little scallops there and releasing some of the tension from the wire. Make sure everything was perfect. So Diane did some adjustments up here in the corner, and then she inserted a blocking wire right here just to keep that line that's going through the shawl nice and straight. And then she went through and she redid all of the scallops here to make sure that they were working the way she wanted them to be as well.
Excellent.
All right. So now we just let it dry. And because we've taken out so much of the water, it's not going to take very long to dry.
Okay.
But if you can stand to leave it overnight, that's what I do. And then we take the pins out.
Excellent.
So Diane, you were telling me about your ends, weaving in your ends. So just talk about that a bit more.
So I wove in my ends, and then I left about an inch. I cut the yarn and left about an inch, because I thought that when we stretched it out, I didn't want to cut them too short and then have the yarn pop out.
Right.
So once it's dry, then I can go trim them to the 1/4 inch or whatever, the little.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Okay.
The other question that people often ask me is whether or not you have to do this every time you wash it.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, and the answer is yes. All right, so this is the next day.
Yes.
And now we're going to unpin the shawl. So let's just start. You can pull pins, you pull wires, you can do whatever you like. And you might see that there's a tiny bit of relaxing, but it's really maintaining its shape.
It is. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Diane, put it on.
I will. Whoops, one more pin.
Oh. How does it feel?
It feels very nice. It actually, the yarn feels much nicer actually.
Does it feel softer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has a nice feel to it.
Oh, look at that. And remember how we were looking at kind of like the texture of the fabric before?
Yes.
You know, how it's warped, and now it's all nice and straight. The folds are nice and open.
Beautiful.
It looks beautiful. Yeah, lovely.
Very nice. Nice and light.
Yeah. Blocking makes all the difference.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing your blocking experience with us, Diane.
Thank you for helping me.
All right. Okay.